All right, what is up, you beautiful people of YouTube? Today's topic, just about being alone. I feel like this topic can get misconstrued. There's solitude, there's loneliness, there's being alone, and there's a big difference between all of them. But I think people of today find it so hard to be able to be by themselves. Being alone is a lot different from solitude. Solitude is a place where you grow as a person. And I gotta eat these Rice Krispies on the way here. I'm about to go to the gym, so I gotta down this quick. But I gotta multitask. But yeah, being in solitude and actually learning about yourself is such a crucial thing, especially if you just got out of a breakup, or you're just in a hard time. It's very important to get to know yourself. And I feel like there's just so many distractions in today's age, that it's hard to really sit with your thoughts and not be on your phone, not be doing something out with friends or whatever. And there's nothing wrong with those things, but it's important that you spend time with yourself. And that time alone can be in a lot of different ways. Spend it doing the things that you love, the things that make time go by fast. But try to limit the distractions. This can be done in a lot of ways. I like to journal. I like to read every now and then, or just sitting by yourself, no music, no nothing, and just actually listening to your thoughts. And it's such a hard thing to do, but it's very necessary if you want to grow. What's up with people and going on their phones while driving? Why are you on your phone while you're driving? There's only one excuse to doing that, and that's changing your music. That's the only allowable reason I'll let you go on your phone. You can't go on your phone can't get off your phone for 10 minutes. Let's be so real. These texts do not need to be sent right now. Anyways, I'm off topic. Okay, I remember what I was talking about. It's extremely important to know yourself, because the best relationship you can build with yourself, if you really want to love somebody, is building a relationship with yourself. So find the hobbies, the things that you love to do, and completely immerse yourself into those hobbies, and you're going to become a more interesting person. You're gonna have more skills, all this stuff, because you took time to take care of yourself. And if you don't take care of yourself, how are you going to take care of others? So it's extremely important that your hobbies and your interests aren't just taken from the people around you because they like that thing, or whatever. Make sure that you find stuff that you love, and don't be ashamed of the things that you love, the things that that you find interesting, because that's what makes you you. Everybody else is taken, so you need to be yourself and completely yourself. And if people don't like that, that's a win for you, because you're not gonna. Why would you hang around people that that don't like you or the things that you like? There's always going to be somebody out there that is going to have the same interests as you, and something to connect with and build on. So you gotta accept that. And then expanding on that, if you have no one else, you can always have yourself. So you need to have that connection with yourself, and be in tune with the things that you like, so that you don't become codependent on another person. I see it all the time, like people in relationships, they need that other person, otherwise, they feel like they're nothing. And it does, that doesn't only apply to relationships. It can apply to a sport. Like I know for me in high school, like when I played basketball like for so many years of my life, that when like I wasn't playing basketball anymore, it felt like I was nothing now because I didn't have that thing that I was working towards and to do 24/7. When you're with it all the time. When you're with that person all the time, whatever it is, if you lose that and you don't know who you are as a person, you're gonna think that you're nothing. You're gonna think you have nothing else. Life is pointless now. That was the one thing I had going. You got to have multiple things going for you. You gotta look towards the future and realize that you're more than the other person. You're more than your sport. You're more than whatever it is, and don't rely on it. Because if you have yourself and you're in tune with yourself, and you have stuff that you like to do, and you're working towards a goal, whatever it is, you're always going to have that purpose, and you won't have to rely on someone else or something else. Anyway, side note, that was kind of all I had to say about that. But about the go hit legs, even though it's the worst day ever. Well, it's not the worst day ever. It's the worst lift. But, I got to be grateful for my body, and I'm going to stretch because I can tell that my whole body's just tensed up from the whole week and from previous lifts. And I'm going to play basketball, and it's going to be a great day. It's a great Sunday. I don't have any obligations. I already did laundry, I meal prepped, and I can just chill, listen to some music while I lift, and just be by myself for the day. And, that's completely fine. Because I'm thriving in life. Summer's almost over, which is sad, but it's a great weather outside. I have nothing to complain about. So yeah, hopefully I had some meaningful topics in this video. I didn't have too much to expand on it, but yeah, hopefully this helps somebody. And if you have any topics you want me to talk about in future videos, leave it in the comments below. But otherwise, be kind to others and know that you are not alone, and things will always get better. And yeah, peace out, YouTube.